Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a super practical skill in Power BI, how to change your data source dynamically using parameters. By the end of this video, you'll be able to effortlessly switch between different environments, like development and production, or even let your users pick which version of the data they want to see. This is a real lifesaver if you ever need to maintain multiple data connections or move from one server to another without rebuilding your whole report from scratch. Let's jump right in and unlock this game-changing feature. First things first, let's create a parameter that will act as a placeholder for your data source. In Power BI Desktop, head over to the top ribbon and select Home, then Manage Parameters and choose New Parameter. Give your parameter a clear, descriptive name, something like server name if you're dealing with databases, or file path if your data lives in files. For the type, go ahead and set it to text since server names and file paths are entered as plain text. Next, choose whether you want a list of specific values, for example, maybe dev server and prod server, or you can choose any value, which gives you the flexibility to type in custom entries later. I recommend providing a default value, especially the source you use most often, so Power BI knows where to connect straight away. Taking a few moments to set up your parameter carefully now pays off big time later, whether you're switching between test and live environments or moving files around. Once your parameter is set, it's time to put it to work in your data source settings. If you're connecting to something like SQL Server, go to Home and select Transform Data, then click on Data Source Settings. This opens up Power Query where you can view and crucially modify the queries that fetch your data. Normally, your M code might look like this: source equals SQL database, prod server, sales DB. Notice how the server name is hard-coded. Instead, you'll swap out that fixed name for your parameter so it becomes source equals SQL database, server name, sales DB. This small tweak makes a massive difference, because now Power BI uses whichever server name you specify in your parameter. If you're working with Excel or CSV files, it's just as simple. Replace the file path with your parameter, like so. Source equals Excel workbook file contents file path null true. Think of the parameter like a forwarding address. Instead of telling Power BI a single street, you're letting it check the address each time, so moving is quick and painless. Now the magic comes when you want to actually switch data sources. Back in Power BI Desktop, go to Home, pick Transform Data and choose Edit Parameters. Here you can pick a new value for your parameter. Maybe today you want to look at the dev server, tomorrow it's the prod server. When you hit Apply Changes, Power BI refreshes your visuals, all using the new data source. It might take a minute or so as everything reloads, but don't worry, you haven't lost any work, and your report structure stays intact. It's almost like flipping a light switch and instantly seeing the room from a different angle. If you want to take this to the next level and empower your report users, not just developers like us, to switch sources themselves, you can make the parameter interactive. This is a bit more advanced, but here's the idea. Create a small table in Power Query that lists out your available source options. Tie that table to a slicer on your report page. With a bit of DAX and dynamic M code, you can let users seamlessly flip between sources, time periods, or even file locations, all with just a click. Typical use cases for this approach include jumping between development, test, and production databases without breaking a sweat, toggling between local files and SharePoint files depending on where your data lives, or even letting users pick a particular time period or environment themselves. Once you get the hang of parameters, you'll wonder how you managed without them. And that's it, you've just learned how to make your Power BI reports flexible and future-proof by changing data sources with parameters. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below if you have any questions, or let me know what else you'd like to see. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss more Power BI tips and tricks. See you next time.